Hello, everyone. I don't know if you can see the screen that I'm sharing, but while we're waiting for others to join us, how about we just go into the AHA slides, the URL link I'm going to share shortly, and share with us where you are joining us from today. So let me just quickly send over the link to the AHA slides. Nice. We even have someone from the Philippines. Interesting. And someone joining us from Argentina, all the way from South America. So it's really interesting to see how international our localization community is. Thanks for joining us. Grant, do you know where Benelux is from? Is that the name of a country or?
Benelux, it's the Luxembourg, Belgium area.
Okay,
So,
yeah, first time. Hi, Jocelyn. Oh, there's actually a second page.
fantastic. We've really got something from all around the world now. This is super exciting.
Okay, I think we should start pretty soon, Grant. I
Yes,
suppose, yeah, we have enough in the audience right now, over 100 participants. Again, thank you so much for joining us. I would say that keep them coming. If you still um, are in the AHA slides, go ahead and add them in. But I'm going to share my screen, share a different set of decks. So if you could give me a moment here so that we can get started. Okay. So hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. In today's webinar, we'll discover how XTM Cloud is using generative AI to reshape quality assurance in localization workflows. So as you can tell from earlier, we have people joining us from all corners of the globe. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us today. A little bit about the agenda. So here's what we're covering in today's session. We've broken it into three different parts. First, we'll take a quick look at the localization QA tool landscape. Then we'll introduce the new features in the XTM Advanced AI Pack, of course, with a demo delivered by yours truly, Grant, and you'll gain practical takeaways on integrating generative AI into your localization stack. So it's packed full of fun things that we're going to go over today. But first, a little bit of quick housekeeping. If you're new to XTM webinars, this session is being recorded, but your microphones and cameras will remain off. Unfortunately, I think our chat function is not cooperating, but you can drop in your questions or comments in the question module that you'll see on the top right corner. So we'll do our best to address them later during the Q&A session at the end. And yeah, these faces that you see here. So first of all, hi, I'm Sarah. I am one of the product marketers here at XTM. And joining me is Grant Blackburn, our EMA Solutions Engineering Lead and resident expert on all things XTM Cloud. So we're excited to show you how GenAI is flipping the script on one of the biggest bottlenecks in localization, quality assurance. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So let's kick things off by looking at the current localization QA tool landscape. You know this pain. QA is where good intentions go to die. It's critical, but it eats up budgets, it delays releases. But here's the good news. That's starting to change and fast. You can see here, traditionally, right, QA, it has been about catching surface level errors, missing tags, inconsistent terminology, grammar and punctuation violations. These tools are rule-based. They give binary black and white feedback. Something's either right or wrong. And if you want to support a new tone, domain, and audience, you'll need to manually reconfigure these QA roles. Now enter LLM-powered QA, and the game changes. Instead of scanning for violations, these systems understand context. They don't just check if the translations follow the rules. They can ask, does this match the source intent? Does this sound natural in the target language? Is it appropriate for the audience? This enables AI to evaluate on multi-dimensions like fluency, contextual accuracy, and so forth. Although this serves as a helpful first layer of evaluation, final judgment and deeper review still remain in human hands today. Now, this type of QA can also adapt dynamically, so you can guide what good quality looks like by providing the LLMs the needed input, like your preferences, context from your language resources, and the system adjusts accordingly, without you having to manually rewrite every single rule, right? So you can sort of customize it. So with that understanding of where LLMs are taking us, let's take a quick look at the toolbox that we have today, right? So when we talk about quality and localization, we don't just mean traditional QA checks, like catching errors after the fact. We're also talking about a broader toolkit for managing and improving translation quality, especially during the translation and review stages of the workflow. So on this chart, you see a spectrum of quality methods. Obviously, it's not exhaustive, right? There are more things out there. On the left, we have automated approaches that are powered by AI or have the potential to be powered by AI. And on the right, we have human-driven methods like post-editing and LQA. These approaches aren't mutually exclusive. They can be used together depending on the content type, quality expectations, and risk level. I want to pause for a moment just to clarify a few of the automated methods that you see here for any of you guys who are new to localization. So when I say MT fine-tuning, let's not confuse that with MT training. This is about taking an existing pre-trained engine like Google Gemini, OpenAI, and adapting it with your domain-specific content. And then, of course, there's the quality estimation versus quality evaluation confusion sometimes, right? That people often think that they overlap or are the same things. So a little bit about that. So quality estimation scores machine-translated content before any human post-editing. It helps you predict whether a translation is good enough or needs review. Evaluation is more rigorous, and we're actually starting to see examples of this being automated using LLMs. It does the initial review of the final translations using frameworks like MQM and assigns scores across dimensions like accuracy, fluency, and style. However, again, this doesn't replace the gold standard of LQA. All right, so basically quality estimation and evaluation tools pretty much help you cut down post-editing and review time by identifying translations that need human intervention. So I hope I did a good job of explaining this. You guys might have different definitions of what these terms mean, but I want to take a quick moment as well to, sort of ask you guys, right? So let me just quickly share a different screen right now. Let's go back into, one second. Let's go back into this AHA slide. I believe it's the same one. So my question here for you guys today is, I know that chart wasn't exhaustive, right? We'd love to hear, are there any other tools or methods that you're using to manage quality in your workflows, right? We're always curious to hear what's in your toolbox. So if you feel like it, you can go inside here and just type in anything and it will pop up here. Hopefully it works that way. Okay, yeah, we see you typing. So I'll probably get to learn something new. Okay, Xbench. Interesting. Grant, you're probably more familiar with these terms than I am.
Yep.
Mm.
I'm very aware of them. Seeing a lot of the usual suspects in there.
Mhm.
Verifica, Task QE.
So it seems like everyone's typing the same, similar answers, which is why you see some of the words um, are appearing larger than the others. So Xbench seems to be something that's consistently showing up in the answers. Um, and I guess what I'm looking for is like not the name of the software, but more like what the tool is, what the method is, if it's like human driven. But I think, yeah, we'll give like a chance for one or two more answers. All right, then let's go back into our presentation. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh, there's one more person typing. Okay, LQA, yeah. XTM QA check, of course. All right, so let's go back into this. All right, so I just wanted to briefly go over something before we go into the demo. Now, yeah, LLMs are starting to elevate AI automation and quality management, right? But there are still some limitations in the AI tools that we see out there in the market that might be, important to point out. For instance, yes, a lot of tools are beginning to use AI to power the QA checks. But here's what we're seeing missing in practice. These tools often miss nuanced language issues like inappropriate or biased terminology across different languages and regional variants, right? So these two systems don't account for the broader quality dimensions like inclusivity and cultural sensitivity. And while they can pick up on keywords, they might ignore the context and nuance in how these words are being used. So there's some limitations there. And if we think about QE, quality estimation, right? Um, I mean, the very first limitation that we noticed is that this tool focuses on machine translation, right? This is little application to using this on human translation output. Also, the feedback is pretty minimal. You get a score or a general quality band, but little to no guidance on why it's scored that way or how to improve it. Plus, the scoring logic is often a black box. And finally, translation quality evaluation, like we say, that's like that we use further downstream. Um, with that, I would say, yes, they do offer a more reliable scoring method as they're probably based on industry standards, but these scores are disconnected from workflows, so that they don't trigger routing decisions, like if the translation file should go into human post editing or go straight into the last step, which is what quality estimation tools do. And the rich insights that translation quality evaluation tools offer often come later after the content has already moved downstream. So my question here is, what if QA checks today not only ensure translations are correct and consistent, but also that they are respectful, inclusive, and appropriate, so you can deliver with speed while having that peace of mind that you've minimized any risk of backlash, right? What if quality estimation tools become increasingly reliable and offered actionable rationales behind their scores? So, not just helping us flag what needs human eyes, but also giving us a head start on making improvements. Well, I'd like to invite Grant to the virtual stage to reveal our newly released AI features that showcases how um, we're applying like LLMs, right, cutting edge approach to make this a reality. So, Grant, would you like to take the stage?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, Sarah.
yeah.
I'm very excited to be able to show our advanced AI pack today. Um, so if we can go to the next slide, please.
Oh, sorry.
No
I'll do that.
problem.
I was trying to turn off my camera. All right. Give me a moment. Okay.
Brilliant. With our advanced AI pack, we're taking QA to the next level, catching not just what's wrong, but why and how to fix it. Using LLMs to analyze tone, intent, and domain-specific language in real time, supporting dynamic prompt-based checks so you can tailor quality evaluation to your use case without building complex rules. These are the four features that we have in our advanced AI pack. Smart context is already available and has been shown before, but I thought I'd give you a quick recap. Smart context delivers secure, brand-aligned translations out of the box, fine-tuned using TM matches that reflects approved language, reducing post-editing, speeding up delivery, and scaling quality. As I like to say, giving you super matches. Now to give you a bit more information on the next three features. Sarah, if we could go to the next slide, please. Language Guard. Language Guard gives your teams the power to prevent reputational risks by automatically flagging offensive or non-inclusive language during translation. It's a smart built-in checkpoint for maintaining tone and inclusion without slowing down your workflows. Currently supported across 90 plus languages, but as LLMs increase their language support, this too will increase. We can see a few of the benefits there, minimizing the time and manual review, minimizing resources and rework costs, and also preventing reputational damage and financial loss. These are key factors. We'll be going into a video now. So the next slide, it'll be a video showing Language Guard. If we can press play, please. Thank you. When our linguists are working within the XTM workbench, as shown here, when they're running their QA, whether that's leaving a segment or running it across the entire document, Language Guard will kick in with the rest of the QA checks. Not only does it offer flags up the error, but it also gives you rephrase sentences. So it's advising you, revise the following. Look at it there, it's offering suggestions. This means our linguists can make use of the suggestions, they can adapt it to as they see fit. And with here, we have another one coming through. So once again, we can see where it's checking every single segment. And the best thing, and I think this is amazing, is that it's offering you revisions, ideas, and what you need to do. What's the main thing behind this? This means no nasty surprises when your content goes live. It's a key thing. We can go to the next slide, please. Next one again. There we go, intelligence score. So this is the third feature that we're looking. So there was smart context, there's language guard, intelligence score. Translates and generates 0 to 100 confidence scores for each translation segment based on multiple evaluation methods, including an MQM analysis, and provides actionable reasoning. Where is the benefits of this here? It's helping to reduce manual QA time by deprioritizing high confidence segments, so segments that are scoring high, accelerates your turnaround by focusing reviewers on risky or low confidence content, and it helps improve consistency by applying objective quality standards and adjustable thresholds. These are key things here to help you really start increasing the speed and being able to really deliver quicker. Can we go to the next slide, please? Once again, we have another video here. This one here, intelligence score. It can be configured on a project by project basis. It allows you to determine a confidence threshold based on what's been translated. So this could be any content, legal content, anything. Here in our example, we've set our acceptable criteria as 95%. In the XTM workbench, the user can start to receive matches with the scores. In stage one, which is what we're showing today, available in our August release for general acceptance, the user will need to accept these in the matches tab. so we can see where the user is accepting them all. Stage 2, we will offer the ability to retrieve matches with the scores after analysis. Looking at the options here, we have our scores. We also have why it got the score. It's offering suggestions. But to help speed up the process for our linguists, they can actually go and filter the intelligence score. So they can say they only need to look at, we've told them 95% was the acceptable range. They can enter 95% here. And what this will do is this will remove any matches that are 96% and above and allows a linguist to focus only on those scores that were lower or that needs to be validated and looked at. Thank you. If we could go to the next slide, please. And again. We're also going ahead and we'll be adding the intelligence score tab to our premium BI dashboard. If you can go back one slide, please. You were too quick for me. There we go. Thanks. So we're also adding the intelligence score tab in our premium BI dashboard. What this allows us, our users of the dashboard, so think of management or project managers, to be able to further analyze the scores received from intelligence score. What we're doing here is we will be aggregating the scores on a file, language, and customer level, which will allow our users to really drill down deeper and gain valuable insights. Benefits of this, it's going to enable data-driven resource planning, as we can potentially see which languages have the lowest scores or highest scores, where do we need to focus more. Next slide, please. Our final feature that I'll be showcasing today is intelligent workflow. This one I am so excited about. I've been waiting for, it feels like forever. I feel like a child on Christmas morning. Our intelligent workflow routes translation steps based on quality confidence. If the job is clean, it skips review. If it's risky, flags it. No more manual toggling or guessing, just faster projects with built-in logic. Our intelligent workflow has been released in a closed beta in our August release, as it uses intelligent score stage 2, also in closed beta for the August release. Now, the reason I mention this is in stage 2 of intelligent score, we will be able to get the matches, retrieve matches after analysis, so on project creation. If we can go to the next slide, please. Here, we are creating our project. We have a custom workflow, as many of you do. We have our intelligence score, where we've set our language pair. We've also decided to make our intelligence score settings language project specific. Here, we've set it for 50%, and we've activated intelligent workflow. What this means, we'll automatically close steps that attain the certain level of 50% or higher, but you'll notice it's standard steps and custom steps. When creating our project, our PMs will be able to go to our workflow editor. I'll give it a chance to catch up with me. And here in our new workflow editor, we can see that we're using intelligent workflow. And in the box on the far right, we can see automatically we've closed 4 steps because the average intelligence score here was 56%. Our PMs can go down and start looking at a granular level. And we can see here where 4 of the workflow steps were automatically closed as they had hit the threshold of 50%. I know it was a low benchmark, but this was just internal content. We also show where the AI took place and where it closed everything. Thank you. If we could go to the next slide, please. Now, integrating GenAI into the localization step. When deciding to implement a solution, there's going to be things you need to look at. And we came up with 3 tips. If we can go to the next slide, please. Tip 1, when deciding to implement a solution, it's important to look at the options available. You get your TMS managed access. This is subject, of course, to the TMS vendor's usage limit and pricing changes. Or another option, bring your own keys. You bring keys to the proverbial castle. You're in control and do not have limits imposed by the TMS provider. And I wanted to reiterate something here on this slide. For all the features shown today, XTM allows you to bring your own keys. And for some features, these can also be managed by XTM. You can go to the next slide, please. Tip 2, this is a super important one. When evaluating how to integrate LLMs into your localization workflow, especially for QA, one of the most important considerations is where and how your content is processed. If your content includes anything sensitive, like unreleased product information, regulated industry material, or legal content, you'll want to ensure that the TMS or the GenAI tool you're using is connected to a secure enterprise-grade cloud environment. Do we need to have it hosted in a secure hosting environment? Example, Azure. Do we have requirements around data residency, privacy, or regulatory compliance that GenAI usage must meet? Think about GDPR for the EU, HIPAA, financial data rules. If you're based in the US, you want your content in the US. By making this part of your evaluation, you can be sure that your LLM strategy aligns not only with IT policies, which you know is key, but for you and your client's requirements and regulatory standards from day one. Thank you, Sarah. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Grant. All right, I'm going to take over for the rest of the slides. And I wanted to go through the last tip here. Okay, so basically, you've seen how generative AI has the potential to radically improve localization process, right? But there's something here that we need to talk about, which is the critical piece of getting the most out of Gen AI, human AI collaboration. These generative AI features are most powerful when they're paired with human judgment and critical thinking. To make this partnership work, your tech stack needs to have the right supporting features. So let's walk through some of the common collaboration models. While this is not exhaustive, I wanted to point out some top 3 that I've seen. So the first one is AI suggests, humans decide. So this is a must-have, especially in enterprise solutions. LMs surface suggestions for rewrites and improvements, helping to accelerate the QA process, but the final decision stays with humans. To support this workflow, you need human-in-the-loop controls, such as the ability for linguists to choose what to accept, reject, and refine, instead of having AI self-orchestrate these changes. In the second model, AI handles scale, humans handle risk. Here, AI is being used to handle high volume, might be used, more likely to be used to handle high volume, low risk content, especially in high resource languages where training data is abundant, right? Human experts can step in for things like critical or sensitive content, low resource language pairs, and many others. So a key supporting feature here could be customizable quality thresholds and conditional workflows, similar to what you just saw with intelligent workflow. So this lets you define how much human intervention happens after translation. So for example, for high-risk content, even if it meets the quality threshold, you may still want to route it to a pair of human eyes for additional reviews. Finally, the last model is around custom AI enabled by humans. So basically, AI becomes even more powerful when it's working with your real-world context. So in this approach, AI draws on your guidelines, terminology, and style rules. So we need humans to provide domain expertise and language preferences. A supporting feature here is what we call prompt customization with client-specific data injection, very technical, but basically the solution provider should be able to tailor AI prompts using your organization's inputs, like context from your language resources, what is the domain or subject matter, right? So this allows you to produce and ensure more relevant, accurate, and brand-aligned output. Like I said, I'm aware that there are different perspectives on how AI and human collaboration should take shape, but the bottom line is that this shouldn't just be a philosophy. At XTM, this AI-human collaboration is a design principle. We're ensuring, right, that with the right features in place, your teams are empowered to work smarter with AI, not around it. So, okay, That's pretty much it for our segment on generative AI and QA. We hope that it's been very informative and what you see excites you. Before we head into Q&A, I wanted to run a quick poll here to see if any of you are interested in learning more about our advanced AI features. And we'll do our best to follow up later with more information. But Kasha has already triggered the poll. Great. I'll give you guys some time to answer. And sorry about earlier with the interactive slides. It seems some of you guys were not able to input any answers. Okay, I think we can end the poll right now. However, there's always an opportunity for you guys to reach out if you weren't able to answer the poll and still want to learn more about REI Suite. So this isn't your last chance, right? All right, so I know Grant has taken a look at the question panel. We have some interesting questions coming through. Just before we get into that, I have only 2 more slides to run through, so bear with me. I just want to, first of all, point out that if you enjoy today's webinar on generative AI, then you wouldn't want to miss on our upcoming webinar, which features agentic AI, specifically in XTM and XDRF. So we'll be taking a closer look at Zaya, our agentic AI co-pilot, with a demo led by Ula from our solutions engineering team. So it's happening on July 22nd, so mark your calendars. I'll drop in the registration link in the chat shortly, and we'll also include it in the follow-up email so you don't miss out. Give me a moment here. Okay. And last thing, finally, if you're interested in exploring our advanced AI features on your own, or even other XTM AI capabilities that we didn't get to mention today, we do have an interactive product tour. So the link is here in the slide, but again, we'll also be sharing with you guys this link in an email as well, so you have that resource. This interactive product tour includes, I believe it includes Language Guard, Smart Context, and Intelligence Score at this moment. All right, now over to Grant for Q&A.
Thank you, Sarah. So we've got a couple questions. The first question we have here, when integrating AI features into our localization workflows, how can we customize prompts to ensure that translations match our specific tone and brand voice needs? So that's a very good question. Thank you. right now we have the customized prompts ourselves, but if you have your own LLMs, which has been trained with your data, you would be able to use your specific tone and brand voice. I think at a later stage, we'll look to be able to add in prompts, but that should be a later stage. Thank you. Let's see. Now, there's a question here related to the intelligence score. What's the recommended confidence threshold? So it's a very good one because it varies. So I have actually a couple of suggestions which were given to me, but once again, it'll always come down to different ones. So for example, marketing content, your goal there, protect brand voice and message, recommended score, you're looking at about 90+%. Internal documents or knowledge bases, goal to optimize for speed and scalability, recommended score would be say 70 plus. Developer documentation to ensure consistent output, and I think this is a key one here, recommended score would be around about 75. So short answer, it varies. You've got your ability to see, but some suggestions, as I said, marketing content around about 90, internal documents, knowledge bases 70, and then developer documentation, say 75%. Then just trying to see, does the intelligence score get updated as you edit and confirm the segment, or as you run the QA check? The intelligence score, when it gets run, it provides the score. It'll give you the base score there so that you can see what it is. It won't be getting updated because it's automatically run the QA check and provided us with the score. There we go. I think that is the questions that I could spot there. I'll give it a second in case anybody else wants to add a question. But for anybody who doesn't have a question now or thinks about a question after the webinar, please do feel free to reach out to us or to your CS rep or your sales representative. We'll be able to help answer the questions there.
Okay, so Grant, I think this is pretty much done with, right? Yeah, so once again, thank you so much for your engagement, for being here with us, and for the questions that came over. If we did not answer all of them in this session, we can definitely follow up with an email and make sure everything gets addressed. Yeah, thank you so much. I suppose we can just end the call right now.